This episode contains segments that may be unsuitable for some audiences. For your convenience, these segments have been identified in the timestamps within the video description.
Yo, you heard about ASAP?
What happened?
Man's got found not guilty.
Let me see. Right, let's look here right quick.
The man's in there. The man's there.
Yo, my boy be on charges, bro.
He dodged them 24 years.
For what? 24 days?
I think they did give him like 12 days.
All these New Yorkers being cases now, huh?
What'd you say?
Man, this boy excited. Look at this. They let him stage dive in the courtroom.
That'd have been funny if he got those 24 years, though. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, you know what it is. Concrete Cactus, episode 3?
The ashy elbows and knees. Man, what you got going on, man? Another day, another dollar.
Another day, another dollar.
The Birds took the dub. More on that later.
New day, new president. We got 2 presidents. You don't gotta read your contract obligation.
Donald J. Trump, the 47th president of the United States, who also built an ice skating rink in Central Park many years ago for the inner city kids, is apparently co-president with Elon Musk.
Got 2 vice presidents.
What's the big news for this time around?
Big news?
Big news. I guess the big story of the week that has to do with both Arizona and New Jersey, New York. Got to be now that the NFL season is over, all the rumors are coming out, you know? Apparently, we want to do that shit now, right? You want to do that shit now, right? Yeah, that's right. Go Bird. More on that later. Yo, y'all boys are trying to pick up Kyler Murray after y'all clipped.
It's a rumor.
Ended.
It's a rumor. It's a rumor.
The big rumor, if you ask me.
It's a rumor. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
See what numbers Kyler Murray put up this past season.
Sound like you said calamari.
I mean, he is part Asian, ain't he?
Like how you brought that back together.
My boy. 3,851 yards this past season. 21 touchdowns. 11 picks.
Yeah.
Quarterback rating 66.5.
I think that's higher than Aaron Rodgers.
For a short dude, that's pretty decent if you ask me.
What was it? What was his QBR?
QBR is 66.5.
What was Aaron Rodgers?
48.
Told you. Better than Aaron Rodgers.
Damn. This boy is whack. Sauce.
How many rushing yards did Kyler have? Is it like 5 something? 7 something?
572 for the season.
There you go. I knew it was either 5 or 7.
Why you want to compare and contrast him to
It's not worth it. You trying to compare him to A-Rod?
A-Rod?
A-Rod's 100-yard rush for the year, 50 yards, maybe. We don't have the team for a Kyler Murray type quarterback, so it don't make sense. Mans needs to run. The O-line can't block on the move. It's just not going to work. I don't think it works unless they do like a full rehaul and rebuild on the O-line, which they kind of need to do. But at the same time, I'd rather them just draft somebody again, man. There's a lot of quarterback options. We have the 7th pick. There's rumors of us trading up. They're talking about looking at Sanders, but his dad not really looking to have him on the Jets. Whatever. It's saying you can't choose. It's not the NBA. You're not Joel Embiid. You don't get to choose where you. We're not doing that. Where you get drafted is where you play, sir.
How about Jameis Winston? Did y'all eyed him?
That's Giants. Giants can have him. And he could eat them W's over there. I'm good with that.
Saquon predicting the future and shit.
Saquon.
Say Shaquan. Say Shaquan. Shaquan.
Shaquan. I mean, but anything, I'd rather not have Rodgers back at this point. Mans is aging like fine wine, but maybe it's time to put a cork in the bottle because I'm not messing with it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm really thinking Kyler might be that dude for y'all, yo. He might be that dude.
We'll see. Mans came out of Oklahoma, and I'm a Sooner fan, so I'm with it if he come either way. I'll get a jersey.
You know who else came out of Oklahoma?
Baker and
Jalen
Hurts.
That's right.
Yeah, man. Ironically, Jalen Hurts didn't get the Heisman, but Baker and Kyler both got it.
And he had yet to turn that Heisman into a damn championship. Murray stayed healthy throughout the whole season, played all 17 games. Still ranked 20th in yards per attempt. And
mentioned that he just came back off of that injury too. So that was his first year back. He played 17 games. That's big for him.
Man, he couldn't move that ball to Marvin Harrison Jr. though, because that was literally the entire storyline the entire season. The chemistry between him and Marvin.
I mean, but if we're being honest, for the Jets, if you want to do a chemistry thing, then you will go Justin Fields, because he was Garrett Wilson's quarterback at Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to talk about chemistry between QBs and wide receivers. That's probably the best fit for the Jets, especially if they want to keep Garrett Wilson happy. I think ultimately Murray's making too much money, you know? I don't think that's a huge commitment for the Jets, especially when they're just starting to rebuild again. Let's do some hot takes.
Hot takes, baby. All right, so we got something from my end of the earth and your end of the earth. What's on your end of the earth?
Onijah Robinson, have you seen this? This lady that's been like going viral, which goes back to like October of last year.
They lady that be yakking in that t-shirt, the bike on it.
You know backstory on her? You know where all this comes from?
Oh man, so it started where she met somebody on the internet.
Yeah, 19-year-old.
And she wanted to come out there and meet him, leaving her family behind back in New York.
Bro, so this is what I found out.
She's Mary Meem's cousin because they both sound the same and act the same.
That would be mad crazy. That would be probably insane. Yeah, nah, she went out there to marry dude, right? His family meets her, and they basically are like, nah, it ain't happening. And he ghosts her. To the point where like she's staying outside of his house. Like she was sleeping outside his house.
She did sleep-ins in front of his house.
So it gets worse. She gets moved to the shelter. Then she gets moved to the psych ward, right? Then that's when like all these viral videos start coming out and stuff, right?
Little press conferences.
Yeah. What did she demand?
At one point, she was demanding
Funds from the Pakistani government?
something like that.
This is bad crazy. They end up putting her on a flight back to New York. She denied it at first. That's when she demanded the funds. They got her the flight. She takes the flight. It had a layover in Dubai. This woman has been missing because she got kicked off the flight in the layover. And no one knows who she is now.
It's been dumb quiet.
But yeah, a lot of people are worried about, her mental health and her whereabouts. People just don't know what's going on.
Apparently her son said she was bipolar.
Her son?
Her son?
How old is the son?
I don't know.
This son is speaking to the press. How old is the son? Pakistan said, get out of here. Send it back to New York. That sound like a New Yorker.
Attracted a new fan base in Dubai.
People looking. One thing.
You think Trump's gonna get her out?
Nah. You think so? I don't think so.
I mean, Trump is trying to get the charges dropped against the Tate brothers and shit. All the way out in Romania.
I didn't hear about that. That's breaking news to me.
Yeah, so I mean, anything is possible with our current president in ways that I would have never thought would be considered possible.
Somebody hand me an executive order so I can sign it real quick and pass it off. And hand me the next one. What you got over there? What's happening on your side?
A classic case of Arizona racism, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy.
So recently we had the annual golf tournament.
I think you was talking about this recently, weren't you?
Yeah, we have a golf tournament named after a company that deals with trash, which I mean would be the golf tournament itself because it's an alibi for a bunch of 19, 20 plus year old folks to drink and do things that they'll perhaps regret 9 months from now. And there was a fella who was trying to talk some game to these young ladies, and he was just talking crazy. Like his name was His name is Brand Brandbert Brunel, arrested just before 8 p.m. February 6th after he was found walking the course near the second hole after the course was closed. That security then told police that he had a run-in from security officers earlier. So this dude was just causing havoc the whole day. Scottsdale police officers arrested him on criminal trespass, refusing to provide a truthful name and being under 21 drinking alcohols. So he was taken to Scottsdale City Jail, which is probably the bougiest jail you could think of, and booked.
Man's got booked for some hard tea.
It gets worse. Because apparently videos with men doing things that they shouldn't be doing in the state of Arizona go online like this. Say his name, Nautica Malone. Brunel was recorded making racist remarks towards a group of women at the open. Scottsdale police had no knowledge of the video at the time. Yeah, so apparently in that video, he was using racial slurs against Mexicans, displaying neo-Nazi symbols, and wow, he lost his job after the video gained tension online. And I ain't even gonna describe what he said in the video. Even though, man, we ain't PC. Bro said he wanted to see Mexicans at the border get their throat sliced.
Yikes.
Shortly after saying
Hail Hitler
and appearing to mimic a white supremacist rhetoric. Oh, wait, there's more. He dropped the N-bomb and with the ER connotation, the border hopping when referring to Mexicans. When confronted by the off-camera women filming him, he responds with insults, calling them fat girl, and dumb bitch. He also appeared to make references to 1488 when he says 1444 in the video. So after all this hoopla, this young man putting himself in at 19 years old, just ruining his life. So the company that he worked for, it's a home security company, and he was fired upon being identified as an employee. He's only had this job for 3 months. You know what I was doing at 19 to get kicked out of places?
What were you doing?
Stuff that want to get me banned for life. Tell you that much.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Getting banned for life is crazy in any situation.
Are you banned from life from doing anything? I'm banned from life from renting from Hertz.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Must be nice to have a squeaky clean record. I can't work at for the rest of my life or for the
We'll save that story for another day.
Politics, purple politics. Purple.
Since we're talking about mirror and meme, I guess it's only right that we call it purple politics, huh?
Yeah, man, that guy, like I told you, boy got his pardon. I told you he was gonna get that pardon.
Got his pardon.
He was gonna get that pardon.
Yeah.
For whatever, was it racketeering or something like that?
Wasn't it bribery?
I feel that situation became a situation essentially because he doesn't fully align with the political party that he's affiliated with, which I would think more or less is a good thing. But when you have a lot of people leaning towards one side when it comes to their politics, even though mostly everybody in New York, New Jersey, PA are fucking purple. Like,
I think the city council speaker is trying to get him what you call it,
impeached.
They're asking for his resignation.
They're begging the governor to impeach his ass too. New York has always been corrupt, bro.
Hint that Cuomo.
What's the blind man? What's the blind man's name? Him, Pataki.
His name is him.
But
yeah, man. Everybody.
Always something in New York. Nothing new here. Nothing new to see.
Supposedly 6 Department of Justice officials were so mad that they rage quit about this.
They rage quit?
Yeah, we're out. I'm out.
Yo, that's crazy. Like, why do you do mirror meme like that, man?
Reverend Al Sharpton told Trump either pardon Adams or leave him alone.
Wait, Reverend Al Sharpton was with the pardon? My vote.
But what's the likelihood of him getting reelected at this point?
Can't call it. Some people said the same thing about Trump. Look where we are now. Goofy.
That is true.
Yeah.
But politics in New York is starting to turn into Real Housewives of New York.
So here's what happened. Half of New York City's deputy mayors resigned, expressing ethical concerns of the Department of Justice intervention of the case. And they got contingency plans for the election for mayor. Of course, AOC had to run her mouth. Called for Adams' resignation. Grass is green, water's wet.
They're talking about Cuomo possibly coming back.
Wait, which one? The one from CNN or the one from
And
Andrew? Oh boy. Big brother Andrew. Hate to be that guy to say it, but stuff that got him kicked out a couple years back. I mean, we gotta admit, somebody had it out for him.
somebody had it out for him for real.
Somebody had it out for him.
That was mad crazy. I thought he was gonna run for president. He was in line. Like, Mans was in line for presidency, at least for the run.
It's close.
But yeah, man, what you got going on out there? Out west.
Man, so my senators, well, not my senators, because I'm only legally obligated to reside here. I mean, I don't claim anything out here other than the kid.
Wait, you claim the Suns?
True. Sons and my son. Anyway, the senators out here.
Sure.
Both happen to be military veterans. One happens to be an astronaut. The other one happens to be in cahoots with the mayor of Phoenix. Well, at one point, they voted against RFK Jr.'s confirmation. Why did they do it?
Beats me.
We just hear things and don't necessarily see the details in it. Kennedy was confirmed with a 52-48 Senate vote, largely along party lines. This confirmation allows RFK Jr. to implement his MAHA, Make America Healthy Again.
Ooh, Amanda, please.
Anyway, oh man, so Senator Kelly, he emphasized the importance of relying on science, stating that as a father and a grandparent, he understands the need for accurate health information for families. He criticized Kennedy for pushing conspiracy theories that could confuse parents for trying to make informed decisions about their children's health. Senator Gallego, on the other hand, expressed his disapproval through a social media post.
Social media post.
Yeah, that's his way of communicating, apparently. He implies that Kennedy's confirmation could be detrimental to public health. Well, he's been a prominent figure in an anti-vaccine movement, as we discussed on a previous episode. And he also asserted in his confirmation hearings that the antidepressants are as addictive as heroin. All right, we can make crackheads out of Prozac now. He duly noted. This right here is probably a slippery slope. I'm going to run it anyway. He's made statements perceived as anti-Semitic and racist, suggesting that COVID-19 was ethnically targeted to spare Jews and Chinese people. This is coming from somebody who was just confirmed as our Secretary of Health and Human Services, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Secretary of Services.
Curious to see how that goes.
Time will tell. Or Elon will.
I'm still trying to figure out how our old mayor got involved with that dude.
I don't know. Sometimes how the cookie crumbles. Let's get into your Eagles talk.
Woo! So check this out, right? Those birds, they did it. They did it. They broke the streak. I watched the entire game from start to finish.
Yeah, so did I. I thought I was going to turn it off at around halftime. Since they were getting blown out, the Chiefs. I was watching at that point because I wanted to see how much they were going to score.
Yeah, that game was hilarious, man. Man, the fact I knew it was over when they put Kenny Pickett in there, bro.
Yeah, that's insane.
They did a Make-A-Wish for Kenny Pickett.
And they put him in with like 4 minutes left.
Lifelong Eagles fan. It's a play game. It's already been what?
That's crazy.
Yo, I think that's the first time a backup quarterback was deliberately put in to a Super Bowl game because the team already had it in the bag.
I think they did the ice shower. They did the ice shower early too. The Gatorade shower. I was like, bro, this is mad embarrassing.
Yeah, this shit was hilarious as hell, yo.
And they weren't even blitzing. They were just applying pressure. They were doing a 4-man rush, if I'm not mistaken, like all game and getting to him still.
I felt like a kid on Christmas Day when watching that game, man. I know Cooper DeJean, but Cooper DeJohn.
DeJohn since they in Philly.
Yep, Cooper DeJohn is a little pick six. Jalen Hurts only threw for 1 interception. That's the only interception he's thrown the entire postseason. The entire postseason, ladies and gentlemen. But yo, I'm glad the game ended the way it did because like that first flag that was on AJ Brown, that was heated for 10 minutes, bro.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, oh, they're already starting.
Yo, these boys came to play, yo. At the end of the game, as the confetti fell down, I just sat there, watched it. I was like, glued to the TV. Everything around me just like disappeared. I was tunnel visioned. I was just looking there, and I felt things that I haven't felt in a very long time. Because for those who don't know, I spent a very short amount of time in Philly, and a short amount of time in Philly where it was probably the most.
Most what?
I don't want to use the word liminal.
Use your words, boy.
It wasn't a very. I miss it. There was a lot of good that happened out there. A lot of bad that happened out there. But it hurt me a lot when I had to make the decision that I had to make after my deployment. Come down here. That game had a lot of stats. Some of those stats were quite general, and other stats were out of this world. It's almost like they were making up stats after a point. Like, for instance, you got your 6 sacks, 0 blitzing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you got things like first ever visor wearing quarterback to win a Super Bowl, highest career completion percentage in Super Bowl history, most bet player to win MVP next season, total distance Kendrick Lamar traveled during halftime.
I saw that too. That's hilarious, actually.
Big Dom, 2-time Super Bowl champion. No 15-win team has won a Super Bowl since 1985. First pair of teammates in NFL history to each have 5 rushing touchdowns in the postseason. Hurts and Barkley. Oh, there's more. There's a whole lot more.
The endless thread of social media posts.
It's an endless thread of necessary stats, bro. First ever quarterback wide receiver duo ever to win a national championship, the Super Bowl, and Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith. Apparently, 21 of the 22 day one starters played in the Super Bowl, according to a sign that was hung up on top of one of the buses during the Super Bowl parade.
I saw that.
Yeah, which brings me to, well,
impressive.
And how the hell we got here? How did I end up in Philadelphia the other day? So yeah, we flew out there Thursday evening. Surprised my mom, surprised my little brother. My little brother met little man for the first time, ironically enough. And next morning we took the train down to Trenton, and then SEPTA, which for those who don't know is basically the transportation system serving Philadelphia. They were running express trains from Trenton to Philadelphia, which is something that they don't do. So we took it all the way down to 30th Street Station, and I got lost. As soon as I got to the station, I was supposed to take the Broad Street line all the way down to the stadium because they had a special viewing area for autistic folks, like my child, which brings me to another reason why I have a lot of admiration for that team, because they're the only team in the NFL that I know of that has a foundation dedicated to funding, research, and advocacy for autism. But we couldn't get down there because literally, I get to say a good 30 minutes before we arrived, 30 minutes after we arrived, they closed the one station downtown that was open on the main line, Walnut and Locust. So me and him were basically stuck in Center City. So we try to make the best of it. I had to, reestablish my plan. So I was running around City Hall, trying to find a spot that wasn't happening. Went south, found a place selling cupcakes because kid, he kept saying 40 minutes walking. And yeah, we found cupcakes, and then I also found an Ethiopian coffee shop to warm up and huddle up a little bit. This was a good hour before the route came down. Came up broad. So we found a spot by a gas station. Ironically, not too far from where I used to live. It's not too far from, I don't remember the Sprouts. That was up the street from the Target on Broad.
Yeah.
So it's like a block or two up from that. That's where we were staged. A lot of families. Like, matter of fact, they were so nice. They were sweethearts to the kid, man. They were giving him beads, and somebody offered him their chair, and it was beautiful to see the city come around like that. You had people standing on top of dump trucks and fire trucks hanging off the light poles. They didn't grease the light poles, apparently. People up on the trees, up on balconies, up on buildings. They had guys coming out of the manhole covers.
Coming out of manhole covers? What are you talking about?
The Eagles players were pulling people out the crowd. Like, ironically enough, one of the terror attack survivors from New Orleans happened to be in a crowd. They pulled him out the crowd and had him to throw him on the bus.
I thought that was the ball boy.
Oh, that's where Saquon dipped the ball boy. They pulled a couple people out the crowd. Hey, Jason Kelsey pulled himself out the crowd. Like he had Nick Sirianni bartending after the parade.
Nah, because y'all head coach looked like he belonged in the bar. Like that's his full-time job.
It's his off-season job.
He was like he coaches football only on the weekends.
Yeah. He like a like a pee-wee football coach.
He like a high school football coach.
The whole town, it was like the whole town. I say town, even though it's like a big city, but that big city gives you a town feel. And that's the thing I love so much about Philly, because I love New York. It's hustle, bustle, all that stuff. But think of New York, but then all the boroughs in like a big area. And then everybody come and congregates into this small area called Center City and shit. It's beautiful. When they started speeches over at the art museum, grabbed some food, passed back to 30th Street. We stood in the line that was at the very least, a quarter mile long. That line was long as I haven't stood in line and waited that long for public transportation in my entire life.
I wouldn't do it.
The little man was just not having it. He was pissed off. I was like, we're almost on this train, boy.
I said he had enough.
Yeah, he was done. He survived the sensory, but now it was just too cold for him. He was just so sad. I'm like, oh. And all these people around him say, your daughter's so cute. I'm like, oh, he's a plank. Yeah. Made it to the train station, made it onto a train, and then we got lost again, taking the train back to Jersey. And eventually we got home. We were pooped. It was definitely an experience that I'll never forget.
That's what's up, though.
Only God knows if another opportunity will happen again. I give the Eagles the next 10 years or less to go back to the Super Bowl and knock it out again.
There's a good chance they'll be back next year.
Like, they're not make the playoffs next year. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I'm gonna be home. All I know is that if there's another Super Bowl berth, I'll be in Philadelphia for that one too. Regardless if I'm living out there or not.
I'll be at home watching.
Yeah. Fun fact: 5 minutes and 13 seconds was the length of the mayor's parade speech. The same speech that they were trying to boot her off the stage for speaking. 5 minutes and 43 seconds. The amount of time the Eagles spent trailing during the entire playoffs.
That's crazy.
That is insane, bro.
They try to boo her off stage?
Yeah, nobody like her. She spelled Eagles wrong first and foremost.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
This parade was better than Chiefs parade last year by a long run. Only 2 people got shot instead of 22, 23. Nobody died. Yo, this team, man, this is like a team like no other, man. You're not going to have characters like this. This is folklore.
They got a lot of character.
This is Philadelphia folklore. Forever enshrined in history.
I feel like that's a slight. Is that a slight?
Yeah, man. I mean, come on now. Look at my other teams. The Yankees shit the bed in the World Series. The Suns have been close to an NBA Finals in like 5 years.
Suns not winning no time soon.
No time soon.
They're better off trading those colors for blue and orange instead of purple and orange.
I went to a Philadelphia Eagles championship parade before a Phoenix Suns championship parade.
Why are you surprised?
That team looked promising. They looked promising last season. Looked promising the season prior.
You watched the All-Star game since basketball?
I didn't waste my time with that.
Yeah, me neither. You see this post about Paul George's field goals made versus podcast clips uploaded?
That's insane, bro.
197 field goals made, 228 podcast clips uploaded. That's trash. He had a game not too long against the Nets, I think. 37 minutes, put up 2 points, 4 assists, and 6 rebounds. He's making $49.2 million. At least you didn't pick being a Sixers fan.
No, I'm not disrespecting myself like that.
You stay away from the basketball team.
Yeah, I was an orphan. We were orphans for many years after the Nets left New Jersey.
This is true. Well,
yeah,
to an extent.
So I say we wrap it up.
Wrap it up, then.
I think we wrap it up with some comments. This time from TikTok.
TikTok comments.
Yeah, we got quite a few. This one comes from, a couple of them come from the reel that we did, or the clip that we did with me and Jason Kelsey, where the Vivance was wearing off and I was just talking on my ass.
Yo, the Kelsey brothers.
A lot of interesting responses. One guy said, "You're reaching. It's so bad the refs would call you for holding." Jason played 13 years as a player in the trenches, having 3 young kids at the moment, probably wanted to spend time with them then.
That comment is one.
One dude offered me tickets to see the game. Yeah, nothing real controversial this week. Can't get mad at that. Like a little bit of simplicity in life. Anyway, we got any parting words?
Wait, hold on. Tell us what happened to your Taurus.
Taurus?
In your flight, you was able to tell something about
Yo, I can tell the difference from people from the East Coast to people on the West Coast. People from the East Coast, right? They go to Sky Harbor, take a plane to New York, right? Orderly, nice, friendly, respectful, polite, a little brash. Take a flight from Newark to Sky Harbor. Different vibe. Whole different vibe. These people, oh my God, it took forever to board the flight. It took forever to put their bags away. We were delayed because of weight. Apparently people pack a lot of shit.
That's you got. That's all you got.
Spring training starts.
And still have the injuries.
All right, how do we end this? Ooh.
You want to do it? You want me to do it?
Yeah, just I guess have you always done it?
Until next time, from the concrete.
Sweet taste of victory. Cactus.
Have a good one.
Stay war.